What is up, guys? Welcome back to another exciting video. I've been doing a lot of Michael Jordan hunts lately, but I'm going to take a quick break from that, and I am going to introduce a different kind of hunt. This is a baseball Fleer Provisions hunt. Now, if you guys are familiar with Fleer, in the early 90s, they put out, starting in 1991, they put out these sort of art cards called Provisions. And when I was a kid, and I remember getting Fleer 91, and these are arguably the ugliest design ever created, which you're about to see in a little bit, with the yellow, bright yellow cards with the black lines. But I remember getting those as a kid, and even then I was like, yeah, these aren't the greatest cards. But when I hit a Provision, I was just so excited. I just thought they were the coolest things. And of course, some of my favorite players, some of the better players, of course, got those cards. Then they came out with them. They were actually considered insert cards. And this was the only year, the next year, 92, where they actually became basically subsets. So it says here Provision art cards, but if we find any, you'll see that the numbers on the back of them are actually going to be rather large numbers. I can't remember how big the set is, but it's not like an insert number like 1 of 10 or something. It's like, you know, in the hundreds. So that, and they did the same thing with basketball too in that year. For some reason, in the second year, 92, they decided to make them part of the main set. Still really cool cards. Maybe they weren't as valuable because of that, and I guess maybe they were easier to pull. And then 93, I don't think I ever had any 93 Fleer. I don't know why growing up, but which means I didn't have any of the Provisions. But I think they went back to putting them as an insert. This talks about the Tom Glavine insert card. Yeah, this is only talking about Tom Glavine. But there is a Provisions in 93 Fleer as well. 94 Fleer, I've opened up a box on the channel, so we pulled plenty of those. And then an interesting card design in the last year, to my knowledge, that they did the Provisions 95 Fleer. This is the year where like every card felt like an insert card. Because like almost every card in the base set had like a different design. And it was like full of vibrant colors. They did the same thing with basketball in 95, 96. And the same thing with basketball. That was, again, to my knowledge, the last year of the Provisions. So, again, to my knowledge, these are the 5 years that you can get Provisions. I love Provisions cards. I've got a bunch. I'm hoping to get more and really just put a complete collection together. But here we go. We're going to open up some Fleer baseball and do a Provision hunt. All right, so I'm going to kick things off with the OG, the 91 Fleer. Now, this isn't just a regular pack. This is actually a jumbo pack. What's that? 30 cards and 3 stickers. So this actually doesn't even mention the Provisions on here either. And this talks about all kinds of other stuff. All-star team, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so these boxes are really cheap, and I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna do a jumbo because they're just not that expensive and increase my chances of getting some. So there's our stickers. Here's this gosh awful design, which, you know, some people like it because I don't know. I guess nostalgia, and some people thought the design wasn't that ugly. I don't know. It's fine, but yeah, these cards. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Ken Griffey Jr. Barry Bonds. I'm going to have to add that to my Ken Griffey Jr. collection. Yeah, I mean, these cards are really, really, really cheap. No one wants them. And here's how you can tell you're going to get a Provision. Although we didn't get a Provision. The black borders. We actually got one of the Fleer All-Star cards, Benito Santiago. But the cool thing about this, or the funny thing, is you can kind of cheat and just kind of like split the cards there and tell if you're going to get a Provision. Because in all these yellow cards, they had the black borders, just like the All-Star card that you saw. Well, that's going to be it for this pack. So a jumbo pack, a lot of cards. You didn't get much. All right, let's move on to pack of 92. And I don't know why I'm doing these stickers. Plus I got cat hair or something up here. 92, like I said, they're part of the base set. And so therefore they might be a little bit easier to find. I don't know what the odds are. I've never actually checked. But the one thing I can say about these 92 cards is these packs are not easy to open. This is like a hard plastic. I like the 92 design a lot more than 91. A lot more. I like the faded greenish tint there. We're not really hitting anybody big so far. Oh, speak of got an old Ryan. That's pretty big. One of my favorite pitchers, Ramon Martinez. Yeah, you know, there may be a card like Ramon Martinez. Some people might say, you know, put that in the stack, but everyone's got their own opinion. Fleer 93. Now, this is Series 1, so they split it into 2 series. I think the Provisions are only in Series 1. I could be wrong. If they're only in Series 2, we're in trouble because all I got Series 1. This is, again, that hard plastic, and these things are just crazy to open. All these packs came out of freshly opened boxes that I picked up. Most of these are pretty cheap, so especially compared to basketball. So that was a nice break as well. Taking a break from spending a little bit too much money on the basketball. I was never crazy about the 93 design. I almost like the 92 more. It started to get a little glossy, which that part's cool. There's a Kenny Lofton. But, you know, just really, really basic. Gray borders, I guess an argument could be made they're silver, but there we go. Ivan Rodriguez, I think that's a rookie card. No, I think his 92 Fleer update was actually his rookie. Okay, so obviously no Provisions in this pack. All right, let's keep it moving. We're going to go to 1994. Now, the weird thing, I guess it's because they got really glossy now, and they're going to start bricking. Whoops, that didn't open so well. I actually love the 94. The thing with 94 I think I loved is the inserts. This is where Fleer just went crazy with inserts. And I think there may be one insert per pack, which one of them could potentially be the Provision. Now, despite the white borders and the simplicity, I actually like these cards a lot. But again, I think it was the fact that they were inserts. So we got Jose Canseco, John Olerud. Yeah. Oh, I would have been happy with this pack when I was a kid, because I was a big Florida Marlins fan. Would have loved Gary Sheffield on the Marlins, this insert card. Because I was living down near Miami at the time. And it looks like the rest of these cards are going to be a bit bricked. 2 checklists, that's absurd. That's absurd. Alrighty, they weren't bricked too bad. Now, the ones that seem to be really bricked are the Fleer 95. Now, this is actually a jumbo pack, $1.99. 18 cards rather than, I mean, this is 94 Fleer, 15 cards. I don't know how many were in the regular pack, but as the years went on, you had less and less cards. Now, there's 1 insert per pack in the 95, and there's 7 different inserts. Of course, one of those is the Provision. Cool thing about opening 94, 95 Fleer, and the same with the Fleer Ultra, was you get an insert per pack. That is not an insert, but that's what I'm talking about. Like, this series, they just went berserk and I think it's pretty cool. Some of these, the names are hard to read. You have to look around. There's a Steve Avery. But, yeah, like that's a different design, but that's not an insert. Now, this looks like it is an insert. Yeah, that's a nice looking card. Not this one. Right here, we got Greg Maddux and Ken Hill, league leader. That's a nice little insert card. 9 of 10. So that's how you can really tell. Who is that? Oh, Ed Sprague. I'm looking for the names on these. Looks like Danny Tartable, Mickey Templeton. And that one's cool. But again, you have to look. There's the name down there, Joey Cora. Pat Mahomes. These actually aren't brick too bad. I thought these were going to be worse. Tony Pena, Ron Karkovice. So yeah, you can see number 122. Obviously, no insert sets that big. Pretty cool designs. I mean, they're very 90s. I mean, with the yellow border outlining, you know, but that's pretty cool. All right, so let's back up. I got one more pack of 91 Jumbo. We're going to see if we can pull one of the OGs. What started it all, the original Provisions, which are probably still my favorite. I guess it's just, you know, nostalgia. They are the ones that started it. John Kruk, Sandy Alomar Jr., Howard Johnson. Oh, Alex Fernandez, Tim Raines. Golly. I mean, there's some okay players in there, but that was a dud. So much for getting the jumbo packs and trying to hit, increasing the odds. All right, 92, 93, excuse me, 92 Fleer. I'm in basketball mode. It's just 1992 for baseball. I hate these plastic packs. Okay. And if we get a Provision in here, the borders are the same color scheme. And again, part of that has to do with because it's part of the base set. Well, is it just me, or are these terrible packs? Dang. 93 Fleer. These are even harder to open than the 92. Oh man, this is nuts. I'm glad I'm not going through a whole box of these. It'd take forever. I remember the basketball, the 92, 93 Fleer, they did the same thing with these packs. They were just awful. Awful, awful. There we go, Fred McGriff. Robin Yount. Doesn't look like any Provision in here or any other kind of insert. We got Ryan Sandberg. Rest in peace. Passed away not too long ago. Let's do 94 Fleer. Oh man, that happened in the last pack. Just little tiny pieces coming off. So we do get one insert per pack. That's the good news. Potentially, the insert would be a Provision. Got Roberto Alomar. I feel like he does that pose on a lot of his cards. Does that pose. They catch the same action shot is what I should say. Oh, that's a great shot right there. That's something. That's something. Greg Vaughn. Here's our insert, not a Provision. It is a Major League Prospects of Marty Cordova. Do not remember him. 6 of 35, so there's probably a set of a bunch of guys who amounted to nothing. There's Howard Johnson again. And that's going to do it for that pack. All right. Well, we already went through... Oh, no. We got another pack of... I'm going to save the 95 for the end. We went through all the 91, so let's hit the last 92. If we don't get a Provisions, I guess I should have started the video by at least showing you a few examples so you see what it is that we're looking for, just in case you didn't know. And not valuable cards. It's not like Michael Jordan hunting, but they're still pretty popular cards, Cecil Fielder. And certainly the highlight of these early 90s Fleer. Man, if it weren't for the 94, 95 hitting an insert in a pack, these packs have been duds. I did get the one Ken Griffey Jr. Barry Bonds, which is a pretty cool duo. Both of those on the same card. Man, I feel like the cards are just going to spew out everywhere trying to rip that pack open. Then we got Paul Molitor. Kurt Schilling, yeah. Sandy Alomar again. We are provisionless. I got two more chances. 94 Fleer. It's our last pack. Oh, there's that snap crackle. Need to move my, well, adjusting my light here, trying to get that ring right over the cards. That seems a little dark. All right. Ah, there it is again. I need a new light. Okay, this is cool. Mike Piazza and Eric Karros. Although Mike Piazza obviously ended up being the big star, but Eric Karros was pretty popular his first year or two. At least he was promising. Ooh, that's a fun card. That is cool. I'm going to bring that light back. Smoke and Heat, Greg Maddux. Wow. We may not hit a Provision, but I'll take that. I don't think those were easy to get. I think they're only like one per box. And Greg Maddux is probably one of the best in that set. I don't remember who all's in that set. I don't think there's a Nolan Ryan. Although, I think he's retired. I think he retired at this point. Deion Sanders. All right, well. Our last pack of the video, 1995. At least we'll get an insert. And that Greg Maddux may have saved us. That is sweet. We'll take one more look at that before we wrap things up here. Or you can just look at it this way. I got a whole pack full of inserts. Ooh, checklist. Yay. So here's our insert, not a Provision. This is David Cohn, award winner. 3 of 6, wow. There's only 6 in that set. It must be tough to pull. David Cohn was fine. Not the greatest. Mike Greenwell. Marty Cordova. Didn't we get him before? David Cohn, once again. Yeah, I guess that's it. Alrighty, no Provisions in our first debut video. That's a great way to start things. So, we got a few fun cards, nothing to brag about. As far as players go, these are probably our two best players we got, Ken Griffey and Barry Bonds. Too bad it's 91 Fleer, but not that any of these cards are really worth much. Mike Piazza's kind of cool. But yeah, we're going to get a lot of these Fleer inserts that are also dud players. It's kind of cool we got 2 Greg Maddoxes, though. That's pretty cool. I do like this Gary Sheffield. That's probably my second favorite, just because it brings back memories when he came to the Marlins. I mean, he was, I think, easily the best player on that team at the time. Canseco was, when he was with the Athletics, he was probably one of my favorites, but not so much when he moved on. We did get this Nolan Ryan Santiago. But this card is pretty cool. Yeah, I think this is one of the rare, harder to find inserts. And there's only, well, there's 12 of them. But yeah, I don't know much about it. I just remember this wasn't as common. But Greg Maddox, you can't go wrong with that, so. All right, guys, appreciate you watching. Stay tuned, though. I'm going to have more of these Provision hunts. We're going to get some eventually because, like I said, everything you saw came fresh out of unopened boxes. So we'll do it again soon. Remember to subscribe and like and keep following for more content. Catch you next time.